We're gonna go live right now. Hey, hey, hey! Welcome everybody to the Really Charlie podcast. And today's guest is my man, Coach B,
Yes,
Josh
sir. Yes, sir.
Bachand. We we've been friends for a long, long time. We were neighbors for quite a few years, and now I want y'all to listen to this certified trainer. Try to help y'all out with some facts, some advice,
Yes,
and
sir. Yes, sir.
please, questions are welcome. It doesn't matter how many, whether it's a whether it's a few, whether it's a lot. We don't care. The only way you're gonna get an answer if you give a question.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
all right, let's see. All right, let's see. You can. What I'm gonna do is I want you to kind of give us a little kind of bio for yourself, so everyone can know you and your qualifications.
All right. My bio. I'll try to keep it short. Simplified. So basically, I've been training myself since probably a teenager, and always had to love people. I always wanted to help people. Big heart. Wanted to figure out a way how I could do that. And then about 2009 is when I really began my training journey and getting certified and wanting to be the change to what I really didn't like, not what I didn't hate, not what I hated, but 'cause I never hated that people didn't understand how to take care of their bodies and eat healthy and move their bodies in a functional way, but in a way that I could assist them if they wanted it, right? So I like to tell myself, I like to tell people, like my clients, that I approach them with, relentless with grace, not being like a drill sergeant, but being a loving, caring, compassionate person that's going to assist you and guide you and coach you in a way that is going to be helpful, and then in a way that you can implement that daily. And so as the years went on, I got certified, started getting acclimated with the gyms, and started to gain a reputation as a knowledgeable coach and trainer. And yeah, so my journey is going to continue on. I'm always willing to learn. I know I have to learn in order to grow, and look at
Mm-hmm.
myself as an apprentice in this life, because every client is different. Every individual has their own goals that they're looking to accomplish and achieve.
True.
And so this is where I'm at the rest of my life. Mhm.
Um, Josh, someone's saying that you're echoing like we talked
Yes,
about, but
yeah,
I see I can't hear it on my end at
I'm
all.
echoing like crazy.
Yeah. So the only thing I think maybe if
You
you
could try the computer. Well,
you
take
could
these
try the
off.
computer or try it without the earbuds
Let me
because
take these off right now.
you're in an actually good setting.
How's that?
That's a little
I don't
bit
hear an
better.
echo.
Oh, okay. Let's leave it like that then.
All right, so just so you know, Charlie, my information at the bottom. Actually, I
Yep.
am still echoing, but my information going across the bottom. Is not current. But
Okay. All right. We're gonna just take that down and then
all right.
I'll work on that.
Man, I wish this wasn't. Sorry, everybody. Ones and twos on me. Don't let it. Try to focus on the first one, right? The
Yeah.
man in the middle.
So the let me see. You're kind of fading out. Where's your computer? Is it in your?
It's like feet away. Let me check it.
All right. Okay. All right. We wanna. It's very important. I want to make sure that y'all are getting this information, and especially from Coach B. Josh is definitely he works hard. He's always doing the right thing, um, and that's why I want you to hear from him.
Get on this right now. Put it on Facebook.
And please, everyone, share this live feed. It's very important. You share it, reach out to many other people, and then the message gets out to more and more people. So share this feed. Very important. And this is the Really Charlie podcast, brought to you by StreamYard, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, and on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I really appreciate it.
I'm getting there.
All right, let's see. I think I got you.
How's that?
All right, that's good. Good. Much better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Not echoing?
Nope.
Still doing it, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't hear it on my end, so yeah, it's maybe you can if you go to your settings on the studio.
YouTube? On the studio? All right.
And then it should be a spot where it says echo canceling. You can probably press that.
Go to audio.
Yeah, and just
Echo canceling.
yeah.
How's that?
It's
Hello.
Yep.
Still doing it.
All right.
Because it was actually chosen.
Okay.
It's still doing it.
Let me try on my end. Hold on.
All right. Okay, so she must be stereo audio.
All right. What about now, Josh?
Hello.
Yep.
Stopped.
Okay.
We're good. All right, good. All right, so
all right.
We get a solid 3/4 of this going.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this is basically where I always, like I said, I always felt like I had a purpose on this earth, as I feel like we all do. I'm grateful to find out what it was, and it kind of landed on my lap because I had no idea what I've been doing my whole life, with training, and that was going to be something that I was going to want to apply to people's lives. So again, this is I'm in this to the end, and I'm constantly trying to evolve and learn things because as we get older, our bodies change. And what I'm really getting into now, and because I had a couple of situations over the past few years with some acid reflux and GERD, which actually runs in my family, and it was almost feeling like I had a heart attack. I actually spent a night in the hospital at MGH when I was still in Massachusetts. For y'all that don't know, I moved to Florida because I feel like the body adapts well in the warm weather. I don't want to wait till I retire 44, and I don't want to wait till I was 64. So that's where I'm at now. So MGH spent the night in the hospital. They ran all kind of tests. I know I didn't have any heart conditions, but they ran a CAT scan, ultrasound, anything you can name, all kind of X-rays, and nothing came back. I ended up doing an endoscopy, biopsy, everything came back clear. So what I did is I took the initiative, knowing what my history in the family was with health, and started following a acid reflux diet. So now I removed all the spices, all the red sauces, all the dairy, which already was not part of my diet, and I'm feeling fine. I'm doing drinking a lot of bone broth, a lot of fermented foods that are really good for gut health, and they call the brain, the belly, the second brain. And because what you give what you feed your belly is then how your body's gonna react, because your belly responds to your body, communicates with your body, kind of like just like the computer or the car, right? It's gonna listen to whatever you feed it. So that's where I'm at now. Just because I'm dealing with the older crowd, dealing with a lot of men that are going through divorce, which unfortunately seems to be very common in the 40s. But with that being said, we still got to take care of ourselves. It's not like life is over, whether who was at fault, the man or the woman, or even I deal with a lot of women as well. Dealing with a lot of emotions. We're going through a lot of ups and downs as we get older with kids, and dealing with this corona issue. Everybody's stressing alone just with that. Never mind the normal things that come out of our life. So I really want to get involved in the body and help people
from the inside out, not just about looking good on the outside, because it starts on the inside, starts up top, mental fitness, and we need to be strong up top in order for the rest to kind of follow suit.
Okay, good. So your classes or your training is done what, online, virtually?
Yeah, so all my training right now, I actually don't I'm very minimal in the in-person training. So I lost all my clients when COVID hit in Boston, and I was already kind of leaning toward in online training. So online training is basically I design customized meal plans and training programs where you train on your own time. I know when you train because I get notified through my software. But you're
Okay,
never in front of me. We're never having to reschedule. It's all remote. You never have to worry about canceling, like all that good stuff. It's like you're on your own. But I have several ways of holding you accountable where I have you take progress pics. I have you take measurements, check your weight, and so it's done in that way. And a lot of people love it. They gravitated. A lot of people gravitated toward it because of COVID. But people are already trying to doing that anyway because they were like, you got a lot of introverts out there. You got a lot of people that don't have time to get to the gym. They want to kind of train in the privacy of their own home. So that's where I'm at right now. That's online training.
good, good.
Yep.
The no, it says that you specialize in adult men, 40 years, 40 to 50 years, weight loss, muscle
Yes.
building plans, and injury preventive training. The
Mm-hmm.
which is, the last part, um, injury injury prevented weight training, which is key. But no, I after hearing what you said and everything you're talking about, you know, what about physical training? Doing a PT. If someone got injured through maybe an accident or something like that. Are you looking
Well,
to do more of that stuff?
yeah. So just to clarify, I also train men. This was something that so that I had this updated, which is fine. But I do specialize in adult men and women between the ages of 35 and 45. I actually found that to be a better niche for me. Not that's the end all be all. If you're a little bit younger than 35 or you're a little bit older than 45, that's cool. But I kind of stay within that range. So to get back as far as that, with training and somebody having coming off an injury, I always follow protocol of their physician. I never go against the grain. I stay within my scope of practice. So it like if so if the client says per doctor order that they can train a certain way, I like to see that in writing because that holds me accountable as well. But I need to make sure that I'm staying within, like I said, my scope of practice, and then I will then adjust,
Okay,
my like their training program accordingly.
good.
Yes, sir.
Um, I changed that background up a little bit only because they had
Mm,
some different information, so I don't want
that's
people
cool.
to look
Thank
at
you.
it later. So the first and foremost, I'm proud of you. Glad to see
Thank
what
you.
you're doing. Um, and you're quite active on social media. You're always trying to do something. Always get that
Yes.
message out. And which is good. It's very very good. If you can, you only if you're not promoting yourself, who else is going to?
Exactly.
Can't depend
Yes,
on other
sir.
people.
Nor do I want to when I feel like it's my mission, right? I have the energy. I'm here. This is my purpose. This is my reason. And let me just engage. And I'm an extrovert. I love people, and I'm not shy. I don't have stage fright. I don't have camera. I'm not camera shy, as you can see. I've
Yep.
always talked. I've always spoke with no issue. With no, without holding back punches. So it's like let's keep it 100%, positive and teach you everything that I know because who am I to withhold information that can then possibly save somebody's life. I'm not always going to charge for a conversation. So I love it. I take advantage of the free platform on Facebook and here and Instagram. I mean, what else can you ask for? If it's free, it should be me.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
The who 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 influenced you to go down south?
Um, The heat, definitely the heat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I have a couple issues, with arthritis.
Yep.
And just I'm tired of the cold. I'm tired of COVID. I'm tired of not people not being around. I mean, I just moved across the street from the beach right before I moved here, and I was like, I really wanted to experience that because I've never lived across the street from the beach. But I was like, I have 3 more months until it gets warm out, and then
Hmm.
it's gonna be only 3 months of being warm. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's gonna be a short stint, like it always is. Let's get outside, stay outside till the sun goes down. I want to experience this year round. I'm still in my mind thinking I'm on vacation. I'm still in my mind thinking, let me get outside because this sun's about to go away. It's not about to go away. It's about to get hotter, actually. So I wanted to feel that. I wanted to embrace that. I wanted to flourish in it, experience it. Breathe in it, like live it. And that's pretty much where I'm at 44. My brother does live down here, which helped. My move, I haven't lived next to him. It's been about 18 years, and we experienced a lot of good times living around each other. And I'm excited to be pretty close to him. He's about an hour from me, which is nothing. But other than that, I want to get back out here, be around people, and get back to some in-person training and just enjoy the heat. A
That's
tropical brother. I want to feel
it.
this. you know.
There you go. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
gonna definitely get that copper tone body, hanging out there.
Yeah.
'Cause
hmm
that heat in Florida is nice on the body, and
It is.
don't
It
take
is.
long.
It doesn't. Vitamin D is huge for growth and just for a balanced, healthy lifestyle, keeping the immune system up, keeping our body strong. As we get older, things diminish. Without control of that, like bone density and things like that. So I'm just again, I want to get out here before, maybe like, like slow this process down a little bit
Yeah,
per se, much as I can.
it's true. The Joshua, I gotta make an announcement. Um,
Yes, go ahead.
so just bear with me here.
hmm
Let's
Take your time,
see.
brother.
Yep, we you know, all gotta help out each other.
Oh, of course, that's what it's
Yep,
about.
yep.
That's why I'm always trying to shout somebody out.
That's it.
Let's get each other's. We gotta support each other. It takes a community. We don't make it
That's
to the
it.
top alone.
All right. Gonna make this announcement from my friend Lorraine Tello. She'll be on air on Tuesday. Making musical memories. Welcome back. Irie Bell is coming to Whites of Westport, 66 State Road, Saturday, June 12th at 8 p.m. Also on the stage will be KG Express Band. Tickets available, general admission at $20. If you pay through a credit card, there'll be $1 assessment fee. For tickets and information, call Lorraine at 508-776-5475 or go down to Celia's Boutique, downtown New Bedford, Mass. At Williams and Pleasant Street. And her number is 508-994-3833. And later on in June 25th, there's also another fundraiser, comedy fundraiser for Tavi Richards. May he rest in peace. Music by DJ Lady K. Friday, June 25th, 8 p.m. at Whites of Westport, 66 State Road, Westport, Mass. $20 per person. The donation um, will be going to Cape Verdean School, or library rather, in memory of Tavi Richards. The comedians on stage will be Anthony Smith, Dale Cover, Alan Alves, and more. So please join us on those two events. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we
That's
have
good though.
yeah, it is. We Lorraine puts out some good events. A lot of people come up,
hmm
come to
Nice.
her shows, and I mean, you can't beat it.
Thank you,
Again,
Debbie.
professional
Yes.
artists. Yeah, there's Debbie, good supporter of the
hmm
Really Charlie podcast.
Thank you,
Very,
Debbie.
very nice to see you. Lorraine says, "Tell Josh hello."
Hello,
Yeah,
Lorraine. How you doing?
she's talking highly about you yesterday.
Good,
Um,
good, good. Happy to hear it.
yeah. So
When
the
yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead,
No, I
Josh.
mean, that's the thing. There's so much, everybody is always like people that don't even know me are always like, man, Josh, you're always so positive, and it's not that. It's because I know the negative and I know what it does, and there's always plenty. You can always reach in the bag and find something negative, right? So I'm like, I've been through enough. I experienced enough of it, and I've also experienced what it's like to feel good and to be around that positivity and surround myself with that. And I know it starts from within, but I come from the experience of both, like I said. So I know how to now, since I'm so strong in that positive light, I know how to remove that negativity, but in a way of dealing with it. It's not like I know how to process it, right? Push it aside, push through it, and then let me get back on track. Because unfortunately, as positive as you are and as good as you take care of yourself, tragedies come because that's part of life, right? We get deaths as we get older. I'm 44, it's starting to come, but like the death of loved ones starts to come around. But you need to position yourself, in the best way that you can. And the only way to do that is to take care of yourself mentally and physically. And that's why I like to say, you need to be mentally fit as well as being physically fit. It's not preparing yourself or being able to be prepared for a death. It's knowing that when that day does come, you're in a much better position, like battle tested or battle ready. Because if you're not taking care of those, you picture yourself, where would you be if you were a smoker, a drinker, a person that didn't exercise, a person that did nothing but eat processed food all day, or didn't eat at all, or worked a stressed out job and didn't do any kind of meditation, any kind of prayer, whatever it is for you, praying for the universe, praying to God. Everybody has a different route to go, but by choice. But that's how I look at it now. I'm like, I know that where I was working out, when I was and where I was years ago, yes, I was going to the gym, didn't matter, but it's because I wasn't good up top, and I addressed my issues as I continue to, because I'm never going to be okay, all set, and good to go forever. It's like we need to get this therapy. We need to do what's best for us. Just so that if I'm not taking care of myself, how can I be there for you? And just for example, anybody else that needs my assistance. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael.
That's it. Another one. I'd like to get him on here,
Yes, sir.
but
He's always supportive, man. He'll get on there. He's busy right now.
he won't get on here. He's too busy counting his money. He just got
Come
no
on, Mike.
time.
We need you, brother.
No time
Speaking of
for
him, man. I tell you, speaking of Mike, man, that's somebody I saw him not too long ago, and I was telling him, man, I was like, there's a lot of positivity that brother brought into the neighborhood through some difficult, challenging times. Going from him losing his brother to just then losing his other brother as we get older, but that brother always stays with a smile. And I think I owe a lot to him, and I explained that to him, whether it was from the Million Man March or Day of Atonement, just always trying to keep brothers together, keep the cookouts going, and just bringing joy and laughter. Laughter, of course, is his main thing, right? Just his personality is amazing. So for him doing that, I mean, we didn't see much of that in our era, and it made you wonder, like is this stuff even available? Is it okay for me to laugh? Is it okay for me to cry? Is it okay for me to have a good time? Is it okay to go on vacation and be around everybody and not be so serious all the time? But when you're going through so much hurt and pain, you don't understand that. So again, that's I love Michael for that.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot for a lot of people for a very, very
always.
long time.
Yep.
Very long time, and
He has, man.
no, something wrong with him though, man. He's still fitting in his high school shirts, high school pants. Got no problem. He looks sharp as a whip.
Always.
Yeah. I'm not hating.
Yep.
I'm just I need to go hang out with Josh for about 3 months so I can look like Michael Joe
Hey,
Santos.
whenever you're ready, man, we get it going now.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready. I'm looking forward to it. I would love it.
Yeah.
Come down to this warm weather and enjoy it,
Yeah,
tell you, man.
I lived there for 2 years, so I definitely know
you
it.
did?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
I lived up near the Panhandle. I was up that way, and
All right.
enjoyed it. Great area to
Nice.
live and
Mm-hmm.
raise people. Let's see.
Love it.
Let's check this out here. Another comment here. He likes to fish and onion rings from knuckleheads.
When was
It
that?
was,
Is that? Oh, they talking about Michael. You talking about me?
yeah, it must be talking about Michael.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you talking about me.
No,
Not that I don't like it. I'm telling you, people
yeah,
always think that it's like I'm dating somebody right now, and we went out to eat earlier, and she was she's kind of getting used to me when I go into a restaurant. I'm not shy to ask the waiter or waitress, would you mind switching this out with that, or what did you use for a particular
yeah,
oil? Because that's what I do. Because it's not
yeah,
about there's so many shortcuts that people can take, and I'm about as clean as like when I'm going for that. That's what I'm concerned about. Even when I have a treat, I don't like to call them cheat. Even when I have my treat meal, and something I out of the ordinary or just kind of out of my diet plan, I'm always looking to have something healthy and enjoy it. It's just something different for me. I don't need to go for a piece of cake. That's not my idea of a treat. If that's yours, that's cool. I'm not going to judge you. But
yeah,
I'm always just looking to for some clean ingredients because there's so many other options out there. It doesn't always have to come out of a box. And I just teach people it's so much easier than you think. It's just so opposite of what I grew up eating. My refrigerator was loaded with sugar and all this stuff, and the cabinets with cookies and chips. But then my mother realized how bad it was, and she did her best to really flip that over and start you know you know implementing different types of things and making it healthier. It's a learning
good.
process, but we can't do this alone, right? I know
Yeah.
something that you don't know. You know something that I don't know. We're here to share.
So steps, any
Yes,
kind
sir.
of steps, even if it's baby steps, as long as it's steps toward the right
And
direction.
that's how it has to be. Because then you overwhelm yourself too. And like I said, I teach my clients, just to do things through a process. It's not like I said. It's a day at a time. It's not like let me just go all crazy, all out, and go into this deficit. And all of a sudden you're starving yourself, or you're trying to outwork yourself in the gym, and you end up injuring yourself. And now it's a setback. We're not looking for setbacks. You know.
True, true.
Yep.
The I've been doing a lot of things. My good friend Marvin Speller's out in L.A., so he's a life coach,
Mhm.
and he's been giving me a lot of advice, really on a weekly basis, and
Mhm.
got me doing a lot of things. If I have any kind of questions about different supplements or different things here, I reach out to him. He tells me, and then he tells me to, look it up, do your own work, your own research. But I'm going to tell you, this is what I think about it,
Yep.
and because of his knowledge, I've taken CMOS gel. Probably
Mhm.
going to switch up to the capsules. Um, been doing a lot of different uh, beetroot and a beetroot powder and stuff like that, helping
Oh,
my
that
blood
stuff is
pressure.
amazing.
Yeah,
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 it's amazing. I'll tell you, I had some sea moss and I have a really good source for it that anybody has access to. Um, I need to look the brother's name up, but anyways, we need to see where it's sourced from,
yeah.
for one because it can be heavy in metals, depending
And
on
I,
the
yes,
ocean. Yeah.
yes, I
But
learned that.
there's a lot of I mean, I like making it fresh. I like grabbing. I like getting the actual sea moss and soaking it, and then blending it because it's used for different things, soups and gravies and smoothies. It thickens it up, and then of course the benefits from it's amazing. The hair, skin, and nails, immune system, um, keeping that mucous membrane intact
Hmm.
or in
Yeah,
check. Because that's where a
hmm,
lot of diseases and everything come from.
yeah,
When it gets inflamed and we're dealing with too much mucus throughout the body. So
exactly.
yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. I mean, I try to keep things as fresh as possible. A lot of shortcuts you can take when you get things processed and like in a powdered form. But I think things like that are really good for like if you're a traveler, you're somebody that's on the go all the time doing business trips. But
Yeah,
if you're at home and you're working a regular life, just make a little effort. Making little effort's gonna avoid you from taking. It's gonna prevent you from taking any kind of medications. It's gonna minimize those doctor's visits. Like I don't go to the doctors. Like I mentioned that last situation, but I had an idea what it was, and I curbed. I changed a lot of things in my diet. Everything's very low acidic or really none at this point. And it had to start with the coffee. No more black coffee, coating my belly before I even drink any of that. And just minimizing. But
yeah.
yeah,
They
you got to be in tune.
yeah, and your body will tell you.
Oh, I said, well, it
So,
responded 3 times, and the last 2 times were Well, within 2 months. The first time was 2018, then the last two came in the same year, which is this past year. So that's when I said, oh, something's happening. You
Hmm.
don't pay attention to that car, it falls apart, and it keeps making that noise. You kind of block, you kind of neglect it, and all of a sudden, boom, your car stops running. It's the
So
same thing with the just to make it a little simpler in terms, but it's the same thing with the body. You
yes,
got to pay attention. You got to be in tune. You got to be sensitive to your body and just really, really pay attention to it. I don't want to suffer. So
yeah.
what I put in my body and how I move it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to the best of my knowledge, and I'm not gonna go against that ever.
Now, now with all the fitness in your clients, is that a second job for you? That's something you're doing on the side?
So this is my main, I would say, because this is where all my energy goes, and this isn't a side gig for me. This is
Okay,
something that I want to make my whole life. I want all my income to come from this.
good, good.
So yeah, so right now, like all my energy goes into this. I work a part-time job right now, for a company, just doing some deliveries and things like that. Because I need to get the benefits and things like that, as well. So where I'm at right now, I'm just building this basically from the ground up. Because again, I lost all my clients back in 2000 20 now with this pandemic thing. So I had to switch it all up,
Okay.
and so yeah, this is what I'm
Well,
doing.
what we'll do is on the Really Charlie Facebook group, I'm gonna get a lot of information from you, from your sites,
Okay,
from IG, from your Facebook page, and start
awesome.
sharing a lot of that so it
I
reaches out
appreciate
to
it.
other people. And um, right now there's 800 plus people on there, and every day
Awesome.
I'm picking up 10 to 20 names, or
All
members.
right.
So and really haven't lost anybody yet. I deleted one
Nice.
per. I actually deleted one person just acting disrespectful. So, but that
Mm-hmm.
was the only loss as far as the group. So people
That's good.
mainstaying and yeah. So
It's
the
unfortunate, but I mean, we're all human, and some of us just do some things that we just don't belong doing. It's all about respect. That's it. That's how I look at it. I treat others the way I want to be treated, and just go according to that. Even if I'm in the presence of somebody, like I never even I'll tell you, give you an example. Even when I moved out here, everybody was like, "Oh, you moving to a red state?" I was like, "I'm not worried about a red state."
yeah
God. I mean, I'm a man of faith, so I'm always confident that I'm gonna be around people that God wants me to be around, not to get religious about it. So I don't fear being around another man that might vote for somebody different or think a certain way, just from me bringing that energy, and it's already happened before. Me being who I am and keeping it positive at all times, de-escalating situations, or just not being afraid to jump in any crowd and just converse with anybody of any
yeah
culture. People see that, and it changes their perspective sometimes. And if they're not comfortable around you, that's shame on them. That's an area that they need to grow in. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm not going to be mad at them either, or sit here having some kind of negative energy hating on that person. I'm like, you know what? I wish him nothing but the best, and maybe one day he comes back around. And if he
yeah.
doesn't, then still wish him the
It's
best.
yeah. And you look at it, it's people build friendships based on just who they are. They're
Mm-hmm.
not building friendships based on political affiliation, stuff like that. It's not
Mm-hmm.
happening that way. So if someone
It
wants to
it
be
really
on
isn't.
yeah, and if people want to just be on the other side, yeah, all right, stay there. Do what you want. We're still friends. I still care
Yep.
for you, but we'll keep.
Exactly.
You know, the old timers used to
Yep.
always say, don't discuss politics and religion.
No.
Sometimes, in most cases,
No.
it's just not going to work out. So
It isn't. It isn't. Every single time I almost lost a job that way, and
yeah,
it was the boss and the owner that was actually coming at me about it, and he
yeah,
kind of childish on his end, kept going and going. I said, please, please, and he finally stopped because it really doesn't. And I
yeah.
go as
It's
far
true,
as sports too, because you might get a Yankees fan and I'm a Sox
true,
fan.
true.
Sometimes people get a little excited about that, like it's only sports, it's a game, So you gotta just yeah, push that aside. It's okay.
Yeah,
Everybody has somebody's number. you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but this is amazing though.
Hey,
I mean, I really,
me,
you know,
the
I wasn't sure if you're going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I no, I when I did notice when you were taking off and you were leaving the Northeast and going down south, and I was like, all right, good, and without
Yeah.
hesitation, I didn't worry about you. I didn't just even think about you not making it. I always thought about,
No.
yeah, he's gonna make it. He's gonna be all right,
Yep. Yep.
So,
Definitely.
um,
I'm yeah, I'm not scared. I don't have fear in making these moves. It's like, especially again being stagnating and living in small New Bedford, which I love, but it was like I thought about all the years and the opportunities that I feel were wasted when I should have jumped ship. Because I think it's about exploring. Some people want to stay, some people don't want to stay, but some people stay and say they want to, but haven't experienced anything else. And that was kind of where I was. I just thought the end all be all was going to be all about New Bedford.
hmm
The thing that kind of held me back at one point was just like my mom when I first moved to Boston. Then I'm like, all right, I'm an hour away. I'm out here. I don't know anybody. I have no family, and then I was comfortable, was happy. Then again, the cold and everything else. I'm just kind of tired of it. And again, what really helped me with COVID was because losing all my in-person clients, but I was also then now like making money off my computer. Say, why am I going to stay in Boston and give Boston my rent? Give
hmm
Boston my money where I can be somewhere warm doing the same. I could be on a deserted island right now with Wi-Fi and still
yeah,
survive. So why
yes,
am I in Boston? And I don't, it's like, see you later. Make a move. I think a lot of us have an opportunity. There's a lot of blessings in people's lives that we sometimes don't even see. But I think if you have had an opportunity to switch everything over now working from home, and maybe you don't have kids, or maybe your kids are grown, maybe it's you and your wife right now, maybe you're divorced, like take off. Don't think about it, just do it. Because it does go by. Everybody says it goes by fast, so fast, and it does. And you never know. I don't live my life like it's my last day. I live my life like I want to prepare for my future, and I want to make something happen now so that I can, be firmly planted somewhere. And knowing that, okay, I'm glad I made this move because I'm 10 years or 15 years in this, beautiful, area, warm weather where I choose to be, and I'm so glad and happy that I did it, and then hoping that sometime with some in some way inspire somebody else, because going through a lot of things that I've gone through doesn't mean that I need to end up being a drug addict or end up being an alcoholic and living in that misery, because we all deserve peace in our space. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to be loving others. We all deserve to be positive, and I think we were put on this earth to live a healthy life. We weren't put on this earth to be suffering and to be in pain physically and mentally. And just with the support of others, like I've had support. I'm talking, from again, experience and people that I've surrounded myself by is the reason why I'm at where I'm at now.
so true. Yeah,
So
and
listen, y'all one of them. I mean, always a
thank
pleasure to be around. You've never been an angry, miserable, negative person. So it's like me talking to you, just being my neighbor, has helped me out a ton, knowing I had a shoulder to lean on, and
yeah,
that's all I want to
yeah,
be for people.
yeah. It's those are some good days, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said earlier, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Like talking to you.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
remember when you were actually trying to rebound and get things in order?
Mm-hmm.
You just grabbed whatever you had to. Pay the bills, do what you had to, and
That's
then
it.
you were trying to excel in any other direction that you could, but you
Mm-hmm.
just basically jumped on a job with your uncle. You did that
Yes,
for a little
sir.
bit,
Mm-hmm.
and now look at you now.
Yes, sir.
So
Yep. It's a
yeah,
process, man. Stepping
yeah, it is.
stones and everything else. I don't like to even look at, because I do that sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I hated this job, but it was an opportunity that I took advantage of, and it was a stepping stone. And it's
Yeah,
good that and there's so much, and I've learned so much from so many different jobs. I can date back all the way to like, um, even like washing dishes. It's just that discipline, knowing that you
yeah,
had to work, knowing that you have bills to pay, and knowing what it took to get through that day and that week. But then at the same time, what do you want to really do with your life? That's
true.
when we have to start kind of experimenting and figure it out.
Yeah, the I uh I noticed that you're near a lot of different professional sport venues, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully you can jump on that and perhaps maybe train some of those different athletes, no
Oh
matter where.
yes, yes.
Because if you look around you, you got professional, you got minor leagues, you got
Mhm.
colleges, you got everything all around you, different areas,
Mhm.
different. So continue to do your thing, and
Yes, sir.
your clientele will multiply very, very soon.
Mhm.
Uh, so
Definitely looking forward to it.
what's next for you?
So, what's next for me right now? I mean, again, so just continue to build up this clientele, and getting to a comfortable place where I can then hopefully get to a position where I can then maybe hire somebody to help me get into some like marketing and things like that. Because right now I'm doing everything, so that's another reason why I like to network. I'm looking to grow this business. I'm looking to get some assistance in marketing, so I can kind of free up some time in my day and
Yeah,
some of my like priorities, and just focus on some other things. But then down the line, I'm looking to, like, I have like a 5-year vision of really getting this solid and in place, and I'd like to eventually write a book. I
yeah,
definitely like the first to be like an autobiography, because obviously like to talk a lot. I don't have a problem doing
hmm
it, and I like to just sit there and just run it. Run the business chapter by chapter, and have somebody that can really sit down there and just share, help me share my story.
yeah. I'm gonna when you mention about the marketing, I'm gonna send you somebody.
All
Um,
right,
uh, Let me see. If it's not later on today, it'll be definitely tomorrow.
I appreciate
Um,
it.
and even if it's just something that you keep, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you're truly ready, just contact that person, and they should help you out quite a bit.
All right,
Um,
I
all
appreciate
right.
it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The, so what do you think about this NBA playoffs, man?
And the NBA playoffs, or
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm a little out of touch with sports right now.
Okay.
Kind of,
Uh,
yeah, and the reason why is because I'm so busy with everything else. I'm always nervous that things are gonna kind of cause me to derail or deviate a little bit. So I
yeah.
can't. Honestly, yeah, I can't really speak on it. I know one thing I always make time for is when the football season comes around, and I'm super excited to get back going to games with my brother, because we
Yeah.
used to go to games. Yeah, we've been going to Patriots games in Foxborough since '89, and we've probably, our last game together might have been, I don't know, maybe mid 2000s, early 2000s. So I'm excited that I came here a little after Brady signed an extension with Tampa, so that's gonna be cool. See a handful
Yeah.
of Pats over there,
Uh huh.
and but yeah, the football season. I'm always on the football season. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I would take basketball as my second, but I'm just, like I said, I'm so out of touch right now because I have so many other things going on. I'm just
Yeah.
always afraid of being time consumed, or being consumed in those areas.
Just there's the college football games out there are tremendous, on all levels. So,
Mm-hmm.
even if you and your brother just going to a local high school football game, you're gonna be in awe just by going to those particular
Mm-hmm.
venues, high school, college, and it's a good state. It's an awesome state. It's some of the best football I ever seen in my life was in Florida. So
I heard. I heard. Yeah, you start to get into like the South and the Midwest and all of those areas. They're really excited. Like they approach the high school games like we approach our NFL games. But
yeah,
thanks, John. Yeah,
yeah,
I remember John a
good,
while ago. I remember the face. I know the face really well and his name.
yeah, good dude.
Yes, sir.
Helping
Yep.
helping people 24/7. He's
I
helping
know he
people.
is. I heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah. So
That's
the
awesome, bro.
yeah, it is. I've been telling everybody that Tim Tebow's been working out with you. That's why he looks so good.
I know. I heard he's actually trying to come back as a tight end. He just got signed
He did. Yeah.
with somebody. My brother was just telling me. Good for him. My brother
Yeah.
doesn't give up, man, and he's always in tip top shape. So that's
People
the
don't
thing.
what they and no. it's like you talked about, earlier. It's just
Mm-hmm.
not giving up. Keep on striding.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
Yep.
Tim Tebow has done that. And
Mm-hmm.
just looking at him physically, you could see that he's dedicated, he's loyal. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't realize that the dude is a football player. Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
played quarterback, you know, up to the pro level. But what they don't realize is what he did in Florida. He was a
Mm-hmm.
football player. He was running the ball. People wasn't tackling him
Mm-hmm.
when he ran the
Nope.
ball. He was gaining 20, 30 yards.
Yep.
So
Easily. Easily.
yeah.
The other
So
thing I love about,
go ahead.
oh, say sorry. The other thing I love about him is again it comes into his faith and everything because he's very open about that. But you think about all the shots that he took when he
Oh
first
yeah.
came into the NFL, and how about him not really being super successful as a quarterback, but and he just kind of shields that off him. It's kind of like it bounces off his mentally, physically, like see, you can talk all you want. I'm still gonna go, and he stays with a smile, doesn't talk bad about anybody, and ended up having to step out for a little bit.
Hmm.
But again, didn't never gave up, right? He didn't just go into a dark place. He didn't go into into a place where he just didn't want to. He no longer wanted to pursue his dreams because this whole time we thought he was done. He just came back. I don't know how many years later, and now he's going to be
Yeah.
a tight end. So that's the thing. You gotta execute. You gotta continue to pursue. It's a dream. It's not an intention because those things get left on the pillow and forgotten about. And I mentioned a while ago. I don't want to be I don't want to be the person that talked about it and that dreamed about it. I want to be the person that people know Josh like became successful in his own right. He pursued, he executed, and that's what I think really inspires because we all have a story. I can talk about abuses from my childhood. I can talk about street life. I can talk about all the difficult times and trials and tribulations that I've gone through. Okay, a lot of us have gone through that, but I'm talking about we all have a story. Let's do something with it. Let's share that with somebody else, but then live our life at the same time. Because we all deserve to live. We all deserve to have happiness in our lives, not just working this 9 to 5, and go and explore and experiment and just embrace these opportunities because again, not living like this tomorrow to be our last day, but living like we have a future because you never know, but we also don't know. It's not like I'm gonna live like I might have 30 years left on this earth. I want to make the best of that and enjoy it,
Yeah. True.
and help whoever I can to the day I die, not just put a number on that. Say I'm gonna help at least one person. I used to help um, I used to mentor and supervise the youth out here in Boston. They were high risk teens, like they were getting shot every other week. There's always one. One passed away I think the second week I was in there, which was really painful. But they had a saying like, if you helped one of them, you did a lot. I said, I didn't want to put that number on that though.
Yeah.
I wanted to just keep helping until I wasn't available to help any longer.
Exactly.
I think that's what it's about. When you find
Just
your mission, you find your purpose, man. Just go after it, man. Go after it.
yeah. Life and the love of life isn't a number. You got to keep on doing. You may help someone right now, but as you walk away and people on your
Mm-hmm.
path, you continue to help them too. And
Mm-hmm.
as they
You do.
could continue to help you too, you may be
They do, of
the
course.
yeah, you may be the
Mm-hmm.
person with your head down, or you may be the person sitting down, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
with your head in your hands and just kind of trying to figure out things, and someone comes along and sits along the side of you and just talks to you. So,
Exactly. Yep.
but
It's always just, and that's the thing. I think that's the advantage that I have, and for those that are like me, just always looking to engage, always looking for conversation. Like I felt so isolated. Cause, I mean, for some that don't know, I had a couple issues with back with some incarceration and stuff, and years back, and and I'm an extrovert, so it drove me crazy. But now, like with this pandemic thing that we had going on in the beginning, it was cool in the beginning because I was actually I was renewing my certification. I was going for another certification, so it was good. I had to really lock down and study anyway. Had a lot of money involved in that as well, and some deadlines. But there came to a point where like, okay, everything's done now, but these streets are still empty. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
wintertime. It's up north. Things are closed down. I'm single. I'm losing my mind. And I did get to a point at that time where I was like, I just can't do this anymore.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, please, like, I want to, rip the shirt off my back and just come running outside and try to see people. It's tough. It's challenging, but again, it's what I also did it within that time is really stay connected with people that I look at as mentors and coaches of my own, and the positive podcast, continuing to try and master my craft, so I can just come out stronger, not come out lost and weaker, because in a time like that, we need to look for the benefit, right? Because there's light in everybody's darkness, as it was in mine. I still found ways to search for some happiness or search for a way to improve.
So true.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
It's a struggle,
the
man, but
Yeah, it is, and as long as you and I and many others continue to push that message to be there for yourself, be there for everybody, as
mm-hmm,
much people as you can, then it becomes a norm for all of us, a lot of us,
mm-hmm.
compared to not being a normal.
It
Um,
does, and that's the thing too. Again, with me, like a lot of people are shy, a lot of people are vulnerable. With certain topics, a lot of people don't want to share. They don't want to reach out. They feel like they're lesser than a man. Like I'm 44, no problem crying in front of another man. I'll cry. I'll cry about people that I love that are alive. I'll cry about feelings that I have towards something that could be a happy thing. It don't have to be something bad that happened to me. So it's like we can't shy away from those emotions. You're no less of a man for crying. You don't have your pride isn't as strong if you're crying. Like I think it takes more of a man to show up and cry about something that you're going through, and cry to another man, or even to a woman. Like I haven't always been in tune with my emotions like that, but I'm so glad that I am now, because you feel so much better. We need to release that, holding that and bottling up those emotions, and it is something it's just not healthy. You don't want to have a breaking point, because for that reason. So like I always tell people, my with me, I keep everything confidential. If you want it to be, you
mhm.
want to talk about it, you want to share it with somebody else, we can do that too. But I'm very open for that reason, because not to help people be open to the public like I am, but just to help them maybe open up to me at a time that they think they might need me. So they can always anybody can always reach out to me. We can have a conversation. But there's always an underlining issue. What I coach and I preach is about the mental health and mental fitness and the training and the nutrition. That's all gravy, but sometimes there's an underlining issue for the reason that you're overeating. People aren't just obese because they want to be obese. They're not just doing it because they're addicted to food. A lot of times you have a conversation with that man or woman, you find out that they're battling something from their childhood, which is sad, because you've been battling that for 40, 30, 40 years, and you still haven't sought any help because you've been shamed, for being overweight and looked at as like you're a fat, nasty person. And that's why I've always had feelings for people. I never looked at somebody that's overweight or handicapped, or their sexuality isn't the same as mine. Like I don't judge anybody. I'm in no place to judge. I'm just in a place to help, and that's all I ever want to do. I just want to hear about people living their life and being happy, and that they found a way out.
True. There's
You know.
people. There's so many things that we all, as individuals, suffer in silence. We suffer in
Yeah.
silence
Yep.
for
Yes, sir.
someone or something, and and there's always something there. There's always something there for
It is.
everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
it's if you can finally bring that out and no more suffering, for you, like it's. I always try to figure that out. I always try to
Yeah.
figure that out, especially when I was working. You know, what's causing you? What's you may not give it to me initially, but if I keep on talking to you and keep gradually, having that conversation and make you comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's going to come out. And when it does come out, you end up, I end up expressing to that person that, you know, what you told me is in the utmost confidence and secrecy. I'm very
Yes, sir.
loyal. And, but I also want to let you know if you want to continue this conversation, we can. So,
That's the yeah. It's I remember one time I had a conversation with a grown man, and it was about getting him to train and sign up with me on my program, and it went from him, you know, really understanding and believing in what I'm saying is true, and knowing that it applies to him. I mean, he was overweight, full house, family, kids, and things like that. I mean, kids and a wife, whatever. I remember the holidays coming up because I remember the Christmas tree being in the background. This is probably like a year or two ago, and I actually got him to cry, and I wasn't trying to get him to cry. It was just
yeah.
from having an organic conversation about,
Hmm.
listen, brother, where you're heading is not a healthy place. You might right now, yes, you don't have diabetes. Right now, yes, you have not experienced a stroke or a heart attack. I don't want you to. That's why I do this. And it was unfortunate because he ended up not having the money, but then to make it worse, he didn't even want to take a 30-day. I was going to train him for free for 30 days. So he would have had 30 days of learning, whatever he could learn from me, from the food to the nutrition to the coaching and the training and everything. And then he could have ran with that. And maybe later on he could have found a couple dollars because he would have saw the value in what I do. So this isn't like a cookie cutter program. That's not my route in the way I go. I'm
Yeah.
looking at so much detail with it all. So, and I put a lot of time and effort. So he just still, and I'm like, listen, man. I was like, if I would love to do it, and he just chose not to. He never reached back out when I told him I'd do it for free. He was excited at first, and
Yeah.
then later on was just unavailable. And I'm just like, at that point, you got to put your best foot forward, and you got to get after it. You gotta want it too. But I know at the same sense and say I know people don't want to be where they're at, and like to me in my mind, because I'm different, I'm like, what is the fear of going the healthy route when right now you've been in under these circumstances and you're not going anywhere that's gonna be somewhere that you want to be. Yeah, why do
Yeah.
and that's the thing I said. A lot of times it's a choice, but again, like we just talked about, a lot of times they're dealing with something else. And I'm not a therapist, so I can only reach out in a way to be like, listen, if you want to talk about it, I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to keep it confidential. I can go on my file and pull something out where I can probably relate to you, and that's what I used to do with the kids when I dealt with the high-risk teens out here. There was just so much that I've gone through. I can almost guarantee that I can relate, that whatever his problem is, I can pull something out of my bag and say, listen, let's talk about my situation. I'll tell you how I got through it,
Yeah.
and maybe
Exactly.
that will help them in some way.
Yeah. It's JT
Yeah.
says yes,
Yes,
Josh. So
sir.
he says, so true. Many of us fill a void. Sometimes vulnerability is
Yep.
is a must, a strength, not a
Yes,
weakness.
sir.
And great podcast once again, gentlemen. Love and respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you,
JT,
John. Appreciate it, brother.
yeah, he's I mean, he knows, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes, sir.
and one day he'll get on it. JT will get on it. I'll get JT on it. Michael
He's still.
Santos,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get them all on
We
it.
got a list.
Yeah,
See, the good thing for you is you can make house calls.
yeah.
You're in the area, man. Go ring some doorbells in the 508. See
That's
what's
it.
going on with the fellas, man. Get
Hey,
some,
it's still believe it or not, when I was on the job, I was like, all right, I'm gonna call your mother. Well, guess what? I
yeah.
can still do it now. I'll call your mother. You don't want to be on my podcast? I'm
Right.
calling your mother.
Yeah, you get on
So,
that podcast, John.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's right.
So,
Awesome.
all right, brother.
All right.
What I usually ask my guests is
Mm-hmm.
who would you like to see on a Really Charlie podcast?
Who would I like to really see on the Real Charlie podcast? Man, I mean, since he came on, I have to say Michael.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nominate Michael. And if I didn't think of Michael first, I would say Dana Ribeiro.
Okay. All
Because
right.
I'd love to see her on there too. So if I was to pick a male and a female, that's who it's gonna be. The man is gonna be Michael Santos, and the woman's gonna be Dana Ribeiro. And because ladies go first, and I keep women, higher on the pedestal than I hold men, because I
Uh,
think they're more important. I'm gonna take Dana first.
all right. I'll work
All
on
right.
that. I'll work on
Yes,
that,
sir.
and we'll see what happens. Month of
Sounds
June
good.
is month of June is pretty packed, but we're gonna work on July and try to
All
get
right.
that happening. So,
Sounds good, brother.
all right, man. You know where I'm at.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna continue to follow your pages. I'll put it on the group that we have. And
Appreciate it, brother.
anytime you want to come back on it, just send me a message or text me or whatever, and I'll make sure I get you on it.
Appreciate it, brother. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity to share your platform, and for everybody listening, and taking the time out of their day on their Saturday to. I know it's raining out there, so you probably don't have much to do outside. It's not raining out here, but I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
All
So
right.
yeah, if anybody wants to reach me, man, I'm easy to find on either platform. As far as IG and Facebook, it's just Josh underscore, and my last name BAC. It's Bachand, BACHAND, and
Okay.
that'll be it. We'll reach out and we'll connect and make things happen. Looking forward to it.
God bless you, man. I'm proud of you.
God bless you too, brother, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, Charlie. Love you, brother.
Anytime, man. Love you too.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Bye.
All right. Another great guest. Um, Love him. He's doing a lot of good things. Really getting things going. Like you said, his number's on the bottom line there. You can call Coach B at 774-305-2861 or get him on IG and Facebook at Josh underscore Bachand. And he'll gladly reach out to you. He's always on social media. So if you leave him a message, he doesn't respond right away. He'll definitely respond by the end of the day. All right. God bless. All right. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So next week is kind of busy. Tuesday, you got Lorraine Tello on here. On the second, we have the barber shop segment and the beauty salon segment, where men come on the barbershop segment and just talk their talk, no matter what it may be. It's just like being in that barbershop setting, and they just let the conversation flow. And it's the same with the beauty salon. The women get on there and they just get to talking and get comfortable. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that you all know about these different things, the barber shop, the beauty salon, and feel free if you want to get on here, you and few others, you can do that, or you and your best friend along with two other people, maybe even one other person. I can do that and try to get you on, and I'll set that date on the schedule so you guys will be on the Really Charlie podcast. I'm just trying to make you famous. Trying to make you famous. Please continue to watch me. Continue to watch the Really Charlie podcast on StreamYard, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Please subscribe and like my channel on YouTube. I most definitely appreciate it. All right, y'all. Have a great, great weekend. Enjoy this Memorial Day, and a salute to all the United States veterans out there, and the ones that are living and the ones that have passed away. Please pay homage to them. They definitely had us all in mind when they joined the service. And salute to you, men and women out there. God bless.